Hey there, you're tuned into What Are You Drinking? The pod on alcohol with me, Raquel Richards. Today we're going a little bougie. And, maybe we'll play some cards with the ace being the taste. What's that? Armand de Brignac, Ace of Spades Rosé Champagne. It's a cuvée and it's a demi-sec. So what does that mean? A cuvée is a type of wine blend made with more than one grape variety. Demi-sec means it's a medium dry. In this case, Ace of Spades Rosé has 33 grams of sugar, which is considered medium dry. So if you prefer a dry champagne, then the Ace of Spades Rosé may not be for you. This rosé champagne has a rich bouquet of red fruits and delicate, smoky grilled notes. It's fresh with layers of red fruits, complemented by hints of baked pastry aromas. Yummy, if you're into the sweeter types of champagne. Strawberry, currants, and cherry are on the nose, yet there's floral hints and a touch of sweet almond. This is your sweet spot, the almond. Almonds are sweet, you may be wondering. The ones we consume are domesticated and are known as sweet almonds. In fact, almonds come in two different kinds, sweet and bitter. The sweet kind is the ones we buy in grocery stores and is used in sweet blended wines. So, the Ace of Spades has a hint of Chardonnay, which brings lightness and elegance to this champagne. Chardonnay is your base on all champagnes. And of course, it has to come from Champagne, France, which Ace of Spades does. So Ace of Spades Rosé is crafted by adding 15% of still red wine to the final blend. The Pinot Noir is harvested from old vines that produce fruit and great flavor intensity. This provides a deeper texture to the champagne and red fruit nuances, making it a perfect champagne to enjoy from the start to the end of the night. Ace of Spades Rosé is a blend of 50% Pinot Noir, 10% Chardonnay, and 20% Pinot Meunier. So let's talk about the sugar content and the fact that it's an alcohol beverage. So with the standard 12.5% alcohol combined with this medium dry 33 grams of sugar champagne and the small bubbles, this is going to get you going. And depending on your tolerance to alcohol, how much sugar you eat, what you've consumed that day, and if you've been having other cocktails prior or after you've had your Ace of Spades, it may very well leave you with a bad hangover. So what's to help that? Well, I always suggest and push drinking water. Water is your best friend when you're drinking alcohol. No, it will not kill your buzz. It's just going to help keep you hydrated, keep you going, and help eliminate that hangover the next day. Along with eating. Ace of Spades is ideal as an aperitif, or it pairs well with truffled veal, duck confit, and wild salmon. You are drinking an expensive champagne, so you might as well have elegant dishes to go with it. So I love talking about boozy news, the news about what product I am talking about in all of my podcasts, because it gets into a little bit of the dirt, the nitty gritty. So the boozy news on Ace of Spades Rosé is that it's the world's oldest and most prestigious non-vintage champagne. You may be thinking, well, isn't Dom Perignon the oldest champagne? It is. But the difference is Ace of Spades is non-vintage and Dom is vintage. There is a big difference, but that is for a whole other podcast we can delve into at another time. Sean Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z, partnered with Moet Hennessy, which is the world leader in luxury wines and spirits, and together they have about 50% of the Armand de Brignac brand. Throughout 2019, more than 500,000 bottles of Ace of Spades was popping and been sold. I think that, because that was the beginning of the pandemic, so I can only imagine what that number is now. And several beverage analysts and industry insiders spoke with Forbes magazine and determined the value of Ace of Spades to be about $630 million. That's a lot of grapes. This fancy pink bottle with the Ace of Spades logo embossed on it will set you back about $400 to $500 Canadian. I wouldn't share a glass if I had a bottle. I mean, that's just me. If I'm going to pay that, I'm drinking it all. So let's ask the question that many of you are probably thinking. Is it worth the $400 to $500 Canadian price tag? Seeing the money on this particular champagne is spent more on packaging and marketing than their competitors, and it's sweeter than other upscale champagnes, I personally wouldn't buy it because I prefer dry champagnes. So I'd buy its other half, its partner, the Ace of Spades Brut Gold champagne, because it's drier with 8 grams of sugar compared to the rosé, as I mentioned, at 33 grams of sugar. So Ace of Spades targets the hip-hop scene, where the female target prefers the sweeter side when it comes to alcohol, and the male target prefers cognac, such as Hennessy. And it's the poppin' bottles crowd who are attracted to it. I call it the baller champagne. It matters, though. It really matters what it tastes like at the end of a sip, not how the bottle looks or who's behind the name. But that's why a lot of celebrities get themselves behind the name of products to make some extra cash and to make some extra money. And there you go. So that's my review on Ace of Spades Rosé champagne. That's it. That's all. Check out What Are You Drinking on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Thanks for sipping with me. Cheers.